This creamy, decadent bread pudding is a slice of heaven. Hi, you're watching Plating It with Wendy, where I share with you recipes which impress with ease. With simple ingredients and a few easy steps, this bread pudding is a perfect treat. So now let's get started. Let's start by making the caramel for our bread pudding. On a medium heat in a non-stick pan, we're going to add half a cup of white granulated sugar, to which we will add 2 tablespoons of water. Now let's give that a light mix and allow the sugar to melt. Once the sugar starts melting, you'll find that the sugar starts changing into different states. It'll first crystallize, then it'll caramelize. When it starts caramelizing, we're going to lift it off the heat, swirl it, and put it back down on the heat. This way, we're going to avoid the caramel from burning, and we can also control the color of the caramel that we are looking for. Now that we've got a nice amber color to our caramel, let's pour it into our baking tray. We're going to gradually pour it and swirl the baking tray around so that we evenly coat the base of the tray. Now let's keep the caramel aside to cool down and set while we prepare the custard. We're going to be using 4 slices of bread to make this bread pudding. We're going to cut up the crust of the bread so that we get a nice smooth texture to our pudding. Let's cut the bread up now into smaller bits and add it to the blender. Now let's give this a blend to make the breadcrumbs. We're going to add 3 eggs to the breadcrumbs. To that we're going to add 500 ml of full fat milk. Next, add 1 can or 300 ml of condensed milk. This is going to give that lovely creamy texture to our bread pudding. And for that traditional flavor, we're going to add half a tablespoon of pure vanilla extract. Now let's give this a good blend. We're going to be baking the bread pudding in a water bath in the oven so that it bakes evenly. I'm using a 6-inch baking tray, and now let's pour the custard into it. We're going to cook this for a total of 1.5 hours in the oven. And we're going to cover it up for 45 minutes. Then we'll remove the cover and allow it to cook for another 45 minutes. I have my oven preheated at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to place this into the oven before I pour the hot water for the water bath. We're going to pour the water till it reaches halfway up the baking tray. After 45 minutes, let's take out the aluminum foil very carefully and allow the pudding to continue baking for another 45 minutes. Now that our bread pudding has baked, we're going to allow it to cool gradually in the water bath for about 10 minutes. Then we'll remove it and allow it to come to room temperature before we refrigerate it for at least 4 hours before we can enjoy it. I've just removed the bread pudding from the refrigerator, and I'm going to immerse it in a little bit of hot water just for 2 minutes to help the caramel to soften. Let's run a knife along the edge to release the sides. Just going to take it right round. Now let's topple our bread pudding onto a plate. We're going to take the plate and cover the top and give it a flip. We're going to give it a shake, shake, shake and wait till it pops. And look at that. And because we love to impress, let's flambe our bread pudding. You can pour any spirit or liqueur that you love. And how impressive is that? And for that final finish, a cherry on the top. Now let's give this delicious baby a taste. This will definitely be the creamiest bread pudding you'd have ever tasted. This week we hit our first milestone, 1,000 subscribers in less than a year. And we couldn't have done this without your support. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe and hit on the bell icon to get a notification every time I upload a new video. If you enjoy watching my videos, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and leave me your comments below. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The information is in the description below. Thanks for watching. See you soon.